Hello, everybody. Welcome today to the nexWeb3 presentation. My name is Peter Gantner. I'm one of the founders, and I'll be presenting to you today. So let's get this started.
Shh. The wealthy have a secret.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Did you know that some of the biggest companies in the world are buying and/or positioning themselves into Web3?
Well, welcome, guys. And I have a question for you to get this thing kicked off. And that is, do you currently use the internet? And of course, every one of us should be saying, well, Peter, of course, that's a silly question. Just about everybody on the planet does. And you are correct. 5.3 billion people are currently using the internet. And they actually fall into three different categories. The vast majority, meaning probably 4 billion plus people, simply use it for shopping, entertainment, sending emails, social media, those type of things. A smaller percentage use it for what we call the gig economy. This are people that are actually using it to make money on the internet. Of that smaller percentage, a very small percentage are making a full-time living. The majority of those people are making maybe a little bit of extra money. Maybe they're selling on eBay, making a few hundred or $1,000 a month, or Etsy, or they're using one of the pet sitting services, or maybe they're driving Uber, those type of things. And then there are the very, very small percent, the 1%ers or less, and that is the founders, executives, and wealthy investors. The people that were able to have the resources or the ideas to get involved in the internet to make this work.
For many of us, terms like Web 1 or Web 2 might sound alien. Believe me, I was once in that camp too. Let's break it down. Web 1.0, often termed the static web. Web 1.0 represents the internet's infancy. It was a budding global network that introduced the world to the wonders of digital communication and information sharing. In this phase, a handful of pioneers created content and designed rudimentary web pages for a larger audience. Web 2.0. Enter the social web. This iteration is all about interactivity. Platforms thrived on user-generated content, and users became both consumers and producers. The internet became a space of collaboration driven by enhanced connectivity and dynamic communication channels. But here's a stark reality. The Web 2.0 era, while democratizing content creation, concentrated wealth. The majority of financial gains went into the pockets of the platform founders, top-tier executives, and elite investors. Over 320 individuals amassed a combined wealth exceeding $2 trillion. The broader populace? We mostly reap the benefits of the innovative products and services these giants introduced.
So think about it, guys. 320 plus people have accumulated over $2 trillion from what is called Web 2. And to be honest with you, when we started this, I didn't even know there was a Web 1, right? I just thought there was the web. But then through the last few years, I realized that Web 3 is coming. But that gave me the ability to look and say, what is Web 2? Okay, what happened there? So, of course, we have the 1%ers at the top. Web 2, how were they able to accumulate so much wealth? It's because the secret is the web was centralized. And behind this centralization gave these companies the ability to collect and monetize our data in an incredible way. And most of us think, oh, my data is not worth that much. You would be amazed at how much your data is worth and how the vast majority of the wealth that has been created is not selling you widgets, but off of them reselling your data over and over again to the people who are selling you widgets or trying to sell you other products and services. So in the Web 2 space, the vast majority, 5.3 billion users, have simply benefited from the products and services that have been developed. Here is something that's super incredible. Over the last 2 years, 2/3 of all the new wealth that has been created has all gone to the top 1%. I want that to sink in, guys. 2/3 of the wealth that has been created has gone to a very small percentage of the people in this world. Do you think them getting filthy rich off of our data is fair? Is there a better way for it to happen? And there is.
So, what sets Web3 apart? Why label it as the people's web? Web3 heralds an era of democratized value creation and distribution. It's a transformative shift where the internet doesn't just offer services, it compensates you for your participation. It promises a more equitable digital ecosystem. Welcome to a revolutionized paradigm, the participatory economy. Web3, truly the web of the people. Web3 is the internet owned by the builders and users, orchestrated with tokens. When ownership is decentralized, users can own a piece of the internet using tokens.
So think about, instead of the Web 2 model with such a small percentage of people making money, imagine you being able to get involved in Web 3. And here's the thing is, there's nothing stopping us except for fear and the lack of knowledge and the guidance for people to get into Web 3. A matter of fact, Web 3 has already created over 75,000 millionaires through crypto, and lots of other people that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in digital assets that are at their disposal because they've engaged in Web 3. But guess what? It is just the beginning. So what makes Web 3 the people's secret? Decentralization. A decentralized model that says privilege, being the 1%er, does not give you an advantage over everyday people. A matter of fact, in a decentralized web, you, me, us, the people, have the advantage. We have the ability to control the narrative when it comes to that. And one of the reasons why is we begin to control and own our own data. And when it is monetized, or if it is monetized, some of us don't want our data monetized at all. Well, guess what? In Web 3, as this develops out over the next few years, you can say, I don't want my data monetized, and it will not be monetized. If you do want it to be monetized, though, you can get a piece, a percentage of that money given back to you. And yes, in Web 3, the 1% are still there. People will still found projects. They'll still find some early seed money from maybe investors. And of course, they're going to have executives that are going to help run the company. The difference is in the other model, Web 2 model, 80% of the money went to the 1%, right? And a smaller, much smaller percentage went to the masses. This reverses it. The masses, the early adopters, the users of Web 3 are the ones that are driving the value proposition. They're the biggest contributors. And so in this case, they are getting the most money. And that's why we call it the people's secret.
Is Web3 the most monumental wealth transfer in human history? In the realm of Web3, the paradigm shifts from corporations profiting exclusively from our data to a more equitable model where we, the users, share in the prosperity. So, our mission is to guide everyone into the Web3 universe, ensuring confidence and competence regardless of tech background. We blend premier education, community engagement, and strategic alliances to make Web3 accessible to all. Our platform, with personalized support and in-depth training, emphasizes that Web3 is not just for the tech elite, but for anyone eager to transform their financial journey.
So have you ever thought, if I could only be in the right place at the right time, and of course know the right people, right? how could my life be different? Well, with nexWeb3, that is exactly where you're at. You are with the right people at the right time with the right movement, Web3. So nexWeb3 is the easiest way for you to get involved with the third wave of the internet. We teach you how to be involved in Web3. We have the right connections, innovative Web3 partnerships. We're going to talk about some of those as we move through the presentation. The knowledge and the tools, the tech stack. We have the developers, the people that are building Web3 that know what is going on. They're very well connected. They're on the cutting edge of it. The community and support. The secrets of Web3 and Web3 Elite Investment Club. So how do you get involved? So we looked at this and said, we want to get people into Web3. We want to help be drivers and builders of the Web3 space. What is the simplest and easiest way for us to do that? Through Web3, of course, we started to collect and get what are called NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Now, don't worry about the definition. You don't have to understand it at this point. Essentially, what they are is digital collectibles that are tracked on a blockchain so that you can tell this is a real, it's an original without ever having to ask. You don't have to believe somebody that it's the real one. You can go on chain and you can look and tell that it's real. Now, the vast majority of NFTs are just collectible artwork or game assets. Maybe a pair of clothing or something of a strength or something within a game. Or like the Museum of Modern Art just purchased 2 art NFTs to put in their permanent collection. However, what we said is, let's not just make artwork. Let's turn these into utilities. Because of the technology behind NFTs, it allows for functionality. It allows for them to create value outside of just being collectibles. Also, it is the most phenomenal reward program on the planet. Utilizing NFTs for reward programs allows for things like transferring your rewards from you to somebody else because they're attached to these NFTs. So incredible technology that we've decided to use. So what are the costs of Avigamis? $50 up to $1,400. Every Avigami comes with blockchain collectible artwork, so rarity there, software and education, ownership in the DAO. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, the absolute best form of capitalism on the planet. You get voting rights in that DAO. You get rewards from being part of that DAO. You get to participate and have access. And when we talk about participate, what are you participating in? Web3 projects. What do you have access to? People in Web3 that are able to give you information that can help you improve your life with digital assets in this space of Web3, plus entertainment, fun, all kinds of other things like that. The collectability is that because there's rarity, somebody else may say, hey, I want one of those, and you have the only one of that, so I'd like to get that from you, right? Creating a market for it. Affiliate programs. We've attached an affiliate program for it. So if you help us go out and share and build the community, you can create now money. And we'll talk about that at the end of the presentation. We'll go through what that looks like. And then, of course, the Web3 Elite Investment Club. Every Avigami. Now, the higher the Avigami, the more rewards, the more rare the artwork is, the more ownership in the DAO, the more voting rights that you receive. So how do you get involved with it? What are we talking about doing here? Are we talking about learning new skills? Are we talking about something that you should be fearful of? And my answer is absolutely not. A matter of fact, most of the things that will be done in Web3, you're already doing in Web2. All you're doing is shifting it from companies that say, we need to keep all the money and make all the money, to companies that are like, hey, we understand that you are valuable and that we want to provide value back to you in the form of digital assets. So it's things like simply engaging on social media, following, liking, commenting on projects, helping them grow their social media channels just by simply putting a post on your wall. Play to earn. Imagine playing a game and not paying $80, $90 for the game and then, of course, beating it and then eventually buying another game, but playing a game that will actually put money back in your pocket in the form of digital assets. And those digital assets are attached to the game. So as the popularity of the game explodes, your assets have the potential to go up in value that you did while you're playing to earn. So imagine, I'll give you an example. Let's say you played a game and you earned $10 in game assets. And then that digital asset 5 or 10x's. Well, now you don't have $10 anymore. You have $50 or $100 in assets on that game. Being a customer by simply using software. Imagine if Amazon would have been in Web3. They are not in Web3 at this point, right? But imagine if they were and you were an early customer and you had some books delivered to your house when they were just doing books, or you got involved with them when they were doing auctions, or maybe you're a seller on there. And every time you sold, you got some form of digital asset. By being that customer or working in on a B2B basis or B2C basis, you accumulated digital assets. What would that be worth today if it followed the success and the value of an Amazon? Grow digital wealth with a community by combining with a community. So people, individuals have so much value on the internet, and in Web3, they're able to extract that value. But I want you to think about combining that with a community, others, leveraging and working together in a collaborative fashion to increase the amount of digital wealth that each person is worth. So in a community setting, we are worth more as a whole than we are as individuals. Decentralized social media. So many of us are just frustrated with social media channels that we believe the people on those social media channels should control. In Web3, decentralized social media, the people on the platform will control the platform and help move it in the direction that they see fit to move it in. Metaverse. I'm going to show you some statistics here in a minute on the metaverse that are absolutely going to blow you away, because I know some of you, and I was one of these people a few years ago, that said, I don't think I'll ever do anything in the metaverse. I cannot wait for it to take place. nexWeb3 is going to make it easy, simple for you to understand all of this stuff that we're talking about, including participate to earn, airdrops. Some of you going, airdrops, what's that? I'm going to explain that to you. Benefit from an AI crypto trading bot that is helping people today grow their digital assets. So do you want to earn from the third wave of the internet is my next question here. And if you do, then we have the tools, we have the people, we have the education, we have the help that you need to earn from the next wave of the internet. The first we're going to talk about is our AI trading bot. Set it up and let it trade for you 24/7, 7 days a week. This will trade on a decentralized exchange, Pancake Swap, and it'll continue to create. The idea is start with X amount of digital assets and have this trade for you each and every single day. Some people are getting 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 trades a day using this system in order to help build their digital wealth. So then when the market takes off and the digital wealth starts to go up in value, they're able to get a multiplier on their results. Education. Education is key, but this is not the kind of education where we're going to teach you some worthless information or information that you might use here and there on a daily basis. The education that we focus on is education to help you build and increase the amount of digital assets that you have going into Web3. It's things that you can do within and participate within Web3 to then accelerate your digital wealth. So we have one-on-one support. So if you say, hey, I'm watching some videos here and there, I'm not getting it, we have Zoom calls where you can get one-on-one, face-to-face with a Web3 expert, and they're going to help walk you through and help you with whatever you need on a one-on-one basis. Web3 education. We have a starter course, which will be launching here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Then we have a mid-level course, which will come shortly after that, and then an advanced course. These are Web3 courses. They're not going to just teach you about Web3. Here's a definition and here's what it is. It's going to show you, here's a definition, here's what it is, and here's where you go to participate in it, and here's how you go participate in it to earn digital assets. advanced trading classes. Some of us are out there going, hey, I just want to set up a bot, Insights, NSI, and I want it to just trade for me. I don't want to really have to deal with it too much. But there's other people that say, I want to become a master trader. I want to learn how to trade digital assets myself. We have those classes available. Now, when you purchase an Avigami, whether it's $50 or up to $1,400, this is where you will use those funds, depending on, say, $50. You have $50 to spend on education, $50 you could spend on the training, $50 that you could spend wherever you want in the system for that. So that's one of the values of an Avigami. Let's talk about airdrops. I had mentioned it earlier as one of the things that we're going to teach you through our education system, as well as a value that is there. Airdrops are where a project says, okay, we're creating this company and we are going to need people to use our product. So in order to incentivize our people to get involved in the project, what we're going to do is promise them for coming on, liking, sharing, commenting, doing transactions, doing different things. We're going to give you a digital asset for doing that. Now, these are 3 real examples. These are not fictional. These are real. There's a chain called Aptos. Aptos said to the people, hey, we're going to give away 80% of all the digital assets that we create that are backing this project. And all you need to do is come on and do some transactions. You could do something on our test net, which is free to do and operate. You just need to know how to do it. nexWeb3 will teach you these things. And then you go to the main net, the launch of their project, the functional product. And if you would have used any of their tools that are building on their chain, trade, swap on their chain from one digital asset to another, and I don't want to get too complex here, they would have given you a digital airdrop of a digital asset. That airdrop today would be worth $1,320. You could take that, sell that in a marketplace, transfer that to fiat, and send it directly to your banking account, and you would have $1,320. Blur, an NFT marketplace. So it's a place where you would go buy NFTs. You could have went on there and bought a few NFTs for pennies or maybe dollars, $2, $3, $4, $5, and by doing those transactions, and then they have a piece of software on there for you to create your own NFTs. Very easy to do. I used it. It took me about 2 minutes to create my first NFT. Just by doing those and then putting it in the marketplace up for sale, didn't have to sell it, just put it up for sale, you would have earned today $800 in digital assets that can be converted to fiat. Uniswap, one of the first decentralized exchanges. They said if you just simply come and buy or sell crypto on our decentralized exchange, maybe provide liquidity, so put some funds in to back the projects, we would give you an airdrop. That airdrop was for 600 Uniswap tokens. Today, that is valued at over $1,725. So if you would have just participated in these 3 airdrops, right now, you would have $3,845 in crypto. And through a third party, you could sell that and transfer it out for probably, who knows, $30, $40 in fees and have over $3,800 in your banking account today. And you would have spent maybe $50, $60, $70 to do the entire thing in maybe 30 to 45 minutes of your time. This is incredible. And these are not the only ones. There are hundreds and eventually thousands of projects out there that will be doing airdrops. nexWeb3 is going to help guide you to the best projects in that area. So let's talk about the metaverse. Fusion GPS, a Citibank-owned company, did a report on the metaverse about 2 years ago. And they went and did a whole bunch of research, and they found that by 2030, there will be 5 billion people. So the majority of all online people by 2030 will be using some form of the metaverse. They'll be tied to it. This idea, this concept of Web3. They said the addressable market could be as much as $8 to $13 trillion. So wait a minute, there's an $8 to $13 trillion industry or mechanism that's being built. I thought to myself, I need to be involved in that. We need to be part of that. And if this is done through Web3 and it's decentralized, then the vast majority of that $8 to $13 trillion would go where? to the users, to the people that are every day going on the metaverse and using it. Think about being able to help lead people to that and be part of it. So we said we need the absolute best metaverse partner that we could work with in the entire industry. And we went out and found Otherverse. Otherverse is the most experienced and just an incredible project to work with. Otherverse, though, is not a metaverse because of the Xeon browser, the first Web3 browser. It is an ecosystem where eventually, I would say, 1 million metaverses will all be built on the software and the technology, and then they will all be tied together in a revenue sharing model that will allow for wealth to be created, to tap in to that $8 to $13 trillion. We have a very special partnership with them, and we're working with them to help them bring that forward. We also have the Web3 Elite Investment Club. It's a group of investment clubs that is an add-on to the DAO platform. So when you receive an Avagami, as we said earlier, this Avagami gives you ownership in the DAO. It also gives you an additional membership into a Web3 investment club where you'll be able to participate in Web3 projects in the early stages. So I don't want you to think about being at the back of the line, a CF offer or a company when it's going public, once it's already gone through all that. This is putting you at the front of the line in the early development stages of the incredible projects. The DAO has partners. These partners are companies like Tokensoft, Muon, of course, Otherverse, and then, of course, the Web3 DAO creating its own projects from the creative collective that is the DAO, that is DAOs as a whole, the creative collective, utilizing cutting edge technology in order to make that happen. Tokensoft, I'll point out, is a token launching platform. That's what they do. They've launched over 100 projects on their platform, creating over $18 billion in digital wealth on those projects. They're going to be saying, hey, DAO, here's a great project that we're working to bring that token to the marketplace. Would you guys like to get involved with this in an early stage? So that's how the investment club will find projects to then get early in and benefit from Web3. So the 3 easy steps to digital wealth: just simply select an Avagami. Could be a $50 one, could be a $500, could be a $1,400 one. That's up to you to decide on the value that's created there from it. Just select your Avagami, mint that Avagami, and that just means purchase it, and then you activate it. You'll decide what utilities you want to use. You'll decide if you want education. You'll decide if you want cryptocurrency trading. You'll decide if you want to do something in Otherverse, because there's some memberships there that you could use those funds for. So let's say you bought a $500 Avagami. You could use $200 to get a VIP membership in Otherverse. It's a year membership. It comes with digital tokens. It's very cool. Lots of different benefits and things within Otherverse, within the metaverse. You could say, hey, I want to buy 6 months of NSI or trading software, and then just simply engage with the community. Right now, we're engaging through social media, but very soon, the first part of next year, we will be engaging in the metaverse. We are building a massive yacht right in the harbor of the main area within Otherverse. And that'll be a yacht that you must have an Avagami to be able to get onto. It's where we'll have meetings. It's where we'll have space for you, all the members of the clubs, to go and learn about new projects. After learning about this incredible wealth opportunity, can you envision sharing this with others who might also be interested? I hope that the answer to this is yes. Web3 is the web of the people. That means we need everybody to know about Web3. Now, the media companies are not sharing Web3 with the world, guys. When we started this, we said, shh, they have a secret. They want to keep it quiet as long as they possibly can. Why? Because the longer they keep it quiet, the more that they can invest, the more they can build, and the bigger piece of it they can keep for themselves. So our mission is to share this with the world and get as many people as we can involved in Web3 as soon as we possibly can. That's why we made it so inexpensive. We're not talking about buying an Avagami a month. You may only buy one Avagami in your entire lifetime, and it's going to give you access to all the stuff that we talked about. Absolutely incredible. So I'm going to stop here. We're going to open it up for some questions, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on in Web3. And then we'll come back and we'll go very quickly through the compensation plan. It's probably about a 4 or 5 minute walkthrough of how you can make now money. So what we've talked about is building digital assets and moving towards this inevitable boom of Web3. It actually becoming bigger. Right now, Web 2 is giant, Web 3 is pretty small, but eventually Web 3 will encompass or overshadow Web 2. And taking action now is what is going to determine whether you are benefiting from that just by using it, like we are the web today, and maybe making a little bit of money, right? Because Web 3 allows for participants to get rewarded with digital assets. Or do you join a community, nexWeb3, that then has the expertise that spends every day figuring this stuff out and learning about it so you can benefit from it in a much bigger digital financial way?
All right. I'm excited. Every time I see it, I learn something new and get clearer on how I can share this with people, because we need to grow this space and decentralize our world. Okay, we'll jump into the compensation plan here real quick so you guys can learn how you're incentivized to share this with others.
For those interested in making now money and some bonus compensation, we will continue on and I will share my screen. All right, guys, so the affiliate compensation plan, it's really simple, guys. You purchase an Avagami yourself. That gives you access to being an affiliate in the compensation plan. And you simply share with your friends, share with somebody online. They purchase an Avagami. You get a few to purchase an Avagami for themselves. In this example here, you've got a $500, a $1,400, a $200, and a $1,000 Avagami that you have shared out and they have purchased and minted, giving you a total of $465. Now, in a regular compensation model or another company, you'd probably see that on the following Tuesday, or maybe it's on the second Friday of the month or once a month. But this being Web3 and on the blockchain, your commissions are absolutely instant. And that is one of the most incredible things I can think. If you're needing money, you're wanting money for the holidays, I can't think of a better way to do that. And you'll see here, Jan and I did a fun little video here where he purchased an Avagami and I had my MetaMask wallet open, and you can see in real time, we were doing it on 2 Zooms at the same time. What happened?
Work it over. Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
All right, guys, throw a 1 in the Zoom chat if you think that's pretty cool, getting your commissions absolutely instantly on the spot as soon as your friends mint an Avagami. Pretty freaking cool, right? I want to be part of that. That really gets me excited, guys. And in this example here, this is you at the top. You have your 4 people that have minted their Avagamis. This is a 2-level commission affiliate program. So even when you have somebody that decides to do something like you are and gets excited about nexWeb3 and decides to share this out with their friends, you see in the example that you're getting 10%, your referral, they're getting their 15%, and you're getting all these 10% coming up to you. In this example here, when you have your 3 direct referrals here and they have referred out and sold a few Avagamis themselves, that turns into $965 pretty quickly. And that's pretty exciting, guys. So you heard mentioned earlier in the presentation, you're in the right place at the right time with the right people. And I cannot think of a better place and a better position to be in than this. And as I teach a class on influencing and personal development, and I've said that the wave is coming down on us as we speak, and we're so ahead of the game. And this might sound foreign to a lot of people that you talk to about it, but whether it does for them right now or not, it's coming, and it's coming in a large tsunami wave. And you saw the presentation thus far, and all these huge companies in the background are building the blockchain space in the Web3 and with crypto and NFTs and all these other assets. And they've are preparing themselves, and there's no bigger hint than that right there. So this is your opportunity to be spreading the knowledge and the presentation with others. These bonuses now are for the leaders, the people that want to really go out there and create a lot of wealth, short-term and long-term wealth. And through this program, we've set up 4 incredible bonuses that I'm going to go through quickly, but we're going to go into more depth at another time and through leadership classes and stuff like that. But the first one is a 4%. We have a 4%, a 2%, a 2%, and a 2%. So there's 10% reserved for giving out to leaders in these 4 pools. And the first one is the ROTVC, which is the return on total value created once you have 100,000. And this is all accumulative, guys. So it just keeps going until you reach these points. It's not something that will just hit and start over. So you've got the $100,000 accumulative volume, which equals a point, and the points go in the pool, which makes a big difference with the total Avagamis with a $6 million sales quarter at 4% is a $240,000 pool. Let's say you've got 49 points in this pool. You're looking at a 4,898 per point. Now that's pretty crazy, right? So that's a total of 49 points in the entire pool, but you're looking at per points that you accumulate. And it's pretty awesome, guys. And as leaders, you can see how this can add up pretty quickly. The second one is the 2% top Avagami sales revenue. So this is for the volume of the sales revenue. And the top 25 goes out to the community members calculated on your personal sales volume and second level. So it's your personally enrolled sales volume. This is a monthly bonus. So this one is month to month bonus starting on the 1st, ending on the last day of the month at 11:59 PST. So basically it's the top 25. You're going to get a certain percentage in the pool, and you go all the way to the top one, who obviously is going to get more compensation in the Avagami's revenue sales pool. This 2% one, this is the third bonus pool, is the total Avagami sold pool, which is a little different from the one before. This pool is paid to the top 25 community members calculated on your personal sales volume and second level, which is your personally enrolled sales volume. This is also monthly, same standards as the last one, also going by how many total you sold during that month. And of course, you're going to be sharing the 2% in that total pool there. The last one, and this one's a cool one too, is the 2% quarterly matching point bonus. So any points that anybody on your team, first and second level, that qualifies for any of the other 3 bonus pools. So let's say your direct and their direct qualify and get a certain amount of points in the total Avagamis sold and the total Avagamis revenue pool, and then they have points in the 4% pool. You're going to get the matching points that all of those add up to in this 2% pool. So this will be have a 2% total pool split up with you and the total number of points that you have. So as you see, being a leader, building a team, sharing the knowledge and sharing the absolute best opportunity here is going to compensate you very, very, very well. So ready to join nexWeb3 and catch your share of the third wave of internet wealth? I say absolutely. Get back with the nexWeb3 community member that shared this with you and mint your Avagamis today. So that concludes our presentation, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate your time. We do have also an additional 4 promotions going on that we just started on Saturday. You can find information in our Discord channel. Just another generous 4 ways to earn and a promotional bonus from crypto giveaway through a ticket entry, and everything from increasing your time in the investment club and earning gold, silver, and bronze additions to 10% more, 50% more, 100% more voting power and rewards and investment capacity.
Oh, all right, my friends, there you have it. nexWeb3, the easiest and smartest way to Web3 wealth. Get back with the person who shared this presentation with you and let them know the wave is coming and it's time to start paddling to catch that wave.